Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Sunday and welcome back to another day of candle reviews. Today we are going to tackle 2 Homeworx candles and 1 Kringle at the end. Up first we have the Homeworx Coconut Sorbet, and I talked about this one a little bit in my weekly home fragrance roundup yesterday, and I mentioned that this one is kind of doing an interesting thing in my house that doesn't really happen a whole lot. I kind of feel like, I don't know that this has ever really happened with a candle, but we'll get to it here in a second. Vanilla Coconut Sorbet is a repackage of a fragrance that was released when Homeworx was going to expand over to HSN. There really weren't a ton of candles that were ever released over on HSN. There were a couple of sets, and there was a set that had a coconut sorbet, and then there was, I can't remember what else. Was it a banana? I think it was Bananas Foster that it came with. Yeah, you guys are going to help me out because my memory bank is a little shot when it comes to like short-term memory stuff right now. So if you can help me remember what came with the coconut sorbet, or was it a watermelon scent? Yeah, I'm not going to stress out about this. It doesn't matter. Anyway, it's a repackage. So it's got a slightly different name, but from what I recall from my original review, this seems pretty darn similar. So I think it's probably just one of those fragrances that they had in the catalog, and maybe they had easy access to getting all the supplies to recreate this one, and they thought, you know, let's bring it back. They also brought back the Vanilla Currant Biscotti, but renamed it Raspberry Linzer. And so I feel like they are starting to bring back more and more repackages. I'm personally not, I don't dislike that. I know some people would rather just have the original name stick around so that there's no confusion, because some people don't want to purchase candles that they have already had in the past. They just want to try new things, and when they get a candle that has a name that they're not familiar with, but it's the exact same fragrance that they've had in the past, that can definitely be a source of frustration. So I know that Homeworx hasn't been, with the exception of, you know, things like the Farm Stand Blueberry and the Farm Stand Straw, like that kind of stuff. We all know about that. But, you know, the Raspberry Linzer one was, I think, a little bit of a surprise to a lot of people. And I figured that this was a repackage of just that original coconut sorbet, just one, based off the name, and 2, the fragrance notes. So, but yeah, that's something that Homeworx has definitely been getting into a little bit more, is repackaging some of their older fragrances. I like it because there's a lot of things from Homeworx that I have absolutely come to love over the years, and I get really bummed when it doesn't come back the following year. You know, when Berry Trifle came back, I about had a cow because I was so excited. You know, when Coconut Cake came back, I was so incredibly excited. So yeah, you know, I think as long as they keep the original names, I'm totally great with fragrances coming back. But I guess the repackaging, I can see where, you know, there would be a little bit of annoyance thinking that you're getting a new fragrance, but you're just getting something that you've already had that's just been renamed. So anyway, by the way, Homeworx is having a sale this weekend. They are doing a buy 3 for $63. I'm assuming this is their Mother's Day special. I do have a discount code that will save you an additional 10% off your purchase of $60 or more. So if you participate in the sale, the code is just MELANIEP, the letter P, and it's all capital. Always check out the description box down below. I'm going to be linking where you can buy this candle, and I'll also put the information for the discount code down there as well. This candle actually gets pretty good reviews on the Homeworx website. It doesn't have the full 5 stars, but it definitely has 4.5. So it seems like people are enjoying this one. We have a sweet coconut with good throw as a title, just beautiful. This is one of my all-time favorites. Wonderful. Jody was like, But yeah, the reviews are pretty decent on this, so it gives me hope. Let's get into the description. I'll tell you what I smell, and we'll talk about the strange strength and throw situation I have going on with this one, and then we'll wrap her up. Okay, so your notes here are chilled vanilla, shaved coconut, tropical water fruits, and island sugarcane. So what this smells like is kind of a milky, creamy coconut gelato or sorbet concoction. It definitely has coconut as the base for sure. And it's not a suntan coconut, it is suntan lotion coconut. It's definitely more of like like what's inside the coconut. But it's not like the coconut meat. It's more of like the coconut water with a little bit of the meat maybe pureed and mixed in, so you have almost like a coconut water, slightly thicker coconut water concoction. But that smell is the base of this. It is sweet, but it's not cloyingly sweet. There is you can definitely get that sugar cane in there for sure. There is a nice vanilla component to this that I just think coconut and vanilla go really well together. The vanilla that's in here is probably more along the lines of like a gourmand vanilla, almost like a vanilla extract maybe, without that like kind of alcohol base. Like if you have a really nice expensive vanilla extract, like just maybe like a drop or two of that in with that coconut sorbet. It's just really, really pleasant. Now, what I don't get from this is this tropical water fruits. I don't know what that is. But this smells like a coconut sorbet, a vanilla coconut sorbet. This is not terribly complex. This is not a super exotic type of fragrance. Like, it's been out before, so a lot of you have probably already smelled this. I really don't think it smells all that different from the original at all. I think if you are a coconut lover, this one is definitely worth checking out. I happen to love anything coconut. I know it's not for a lot of people, but I love it. I think it's kind of a nice, refreshing, sweet, summery treat kind of fragrance. It feels a little out of season for me right now because it's been raining so much here in Oregon that burning this just doesn't seem quite right right now. So I've kind of been struggling a little bit with lighting this one up because it just doesn't really make sense for this time of year quite yet. But I do have one backup of this. I did order 2 of this particular one, and I'm glad I did, but I'm definitely going to be saving the other one for like July or August. I think it's going to be much more enjoyable then, to be totally honest. But it's been a great scent to have around for sure. Let's talk about the strength and the throw. Okay, when I have this here in my entryway, which I usually tell you guys is my fragrance vortex, when I have this in the entryway, I get a strength and throw of about like, I don't know, like a 4 or a 5. But the crazy thing is, when I go upstairs, so we are literally, here's my stairwell, it goes upstairs, you can see like the ceilings go super high here. When I go upstairs, the strength and throw of this upstairs, because of the way that it travels with the airflow here, is like an 8.5, almost a 9 out of 10. It is so strong upstairs that it is almost, I don't want to say unbearable, but it's almost unenjoyable with how strong it is presenting itself upstairs. I wish it was just a little bit stronger down here so that I could get more of it like spread out down here, but it really concentrates in the upstairs of our house to a degree that even Craig and Stella are like, can you blow that out? I have had the windows open in our master bedroom just to be able to allow a little bit more like airflow in the upstairs and sort of like to move the fragrance around a little bit more, because it just is, it's so strong up there. This is why it isn't always a good thing for a candle to be a 10 out of 10, because it really can be kind of cloying and headache inducing. And that's not enjoyable either. I mean, not being able to smell a fragranced candle is an annoyance itself, but to like have it be to where you are literally like gagging is also not great. And this particular scent, I don't think should ever be like a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 in terms of strength and throw. I think it would make a lot of people not enjoy it. If this were like a solid like 7 out of 10 for both strength and throw, I think this would be perfect. So I don't know why I'm not smelling it down here, because it doesn't make sense for me to not smell it better down here. This might just be an airflow issue with my house right now, but I tell you what, I definitely prefer this one the way that it's currently presenting itself down here than in the upstairs. So for the rest of it, I'm actually gonna be moving it out of this location, and I'm gonna stick another candle here. Because, you know, other candles that I put here, I don't have that experience of having them be almost like borderline unenjoyable, like when they travel upstairs. But this one here, it's a lot. It's a very intense, coconutty, sweet vanilla that it just shouldn't quite be that intense, in my book anyway. I mean, you might be like, wow, lady, you are insane. I would love that. But it's a great scent. I will definitely repurchase it again in the future for sure. I'm glad it came back. And yeah, anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know what your experience is with the Vanilla Coconut Sorbet. I'll link it down below. Read through some of the reviews that are on the Homeworx website as well, because I see that more people are starting to leave reviews there. Honestly, I should get better about leaving my reviews there as well, but quite frankly, I don't always like to take the time to write things out. I would rather just talk through them here on my channel and spread the word that way. But I rely heavily on reading through other people's reviews before I choose to make a purchase. So while everyone's home is different, while everyone's scent preferences are different, while everyone's preferred strength and throw tend to vary, I do think it's nice to get kind of a general roundup though in terms of what's the consensus here. So be sure to read through those reviews as well. And a big thank you if you are the type of person that leaves reviews, because you really do help people out a lot when you do that. So anyway, stay tuned for the remainder of the reviews coming up this afternoon. Let me know if you have any questions. Check out the description box down below for all the information. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.